I spent quite some time in hospital. Surgery was a little bit more complicated than they thought.
Noraly Schoenmaker is one of the most famous motorcycle travelers in the world, with more than 3 million subscribers and hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. Millions of people watch her ride through vast deserts, cross dangerous borders, survive brutal crashes, and travel alone across more than 60 countries. But almost nobody knows how it all began. Before the motorcycles and before the fame, Noraly discovered a heartbreaking truth. The partner she had trusted for years had been having a long-term affair behind her back. That was the moment she left behind her career, her home, and the future she had planned, and chose to start over far away on the other side of the world. And just when it seemed that she had finally rebuilt her life and found happiness again, another devastating disaster threatened to destroy everything she had worked so hard to create. This is the story of how Noraly turned every setback into a new beginning and became a woman who inspired millions around the world. Let's get into it. Before fame. Noraly Rebecca Schoenmaker was born on June 30th, 1987, in the Netherlands. Long before people called her Itchy Boots, she lived a quiet and very normal life far away from dangerous roads, broken motorcycles, and millions of YouTube followers. She spent most of her younger years studying hard and building a future that looked stable from the outside. Travel always interested her, but she followed a serious career path first instead of chasing adventure across different countries. After finishing school, Noraly studied geochemistry at Utrecht University and graduated in 2010. She later worked as a geologist on projects connected to mining, dredging, and construction work. Her career gave her structure, routine, and financial stability. Around the same time, she also entered a long-term relationship with a man she trusted deeply. Noraly never shared many public details about him, but the relationship became a huge part of her daily life in the Netherlands. They lived together, planned a future together, and built a home that felt safe and comfortable for many years. By 2018, her life looked complete from the outside. She had a stable job, a house, a partner, and clear plans for the future. Many people would probably look at that life and believe she had already found happiness. But behind those peaceful routines, something painful waited quietly for the right moment to destroy everything she trusted. Noraly later discovered that the partner sharing her home had secretly carried on a long-term affair for years. The shock changed everything around her almost overnight. The relationship collapsed, the future disappeared, and even her own home stopped feeling safe anymore. Instead of staying inside the same painful life, Noraly made a decision that shocked almost everyone around her. She sold her belongings, left her career behind, and bought a one-way ticket to India. That decision quietly opened the door to a completely different life waiting on the other side of the world. At that moment, Noraly still had no idea that one rented motorcycle and one small camera would completely change her life. Life on roads. In 2018, Noraly arrived in India with very little certainty about her future. She first planned to travel through the country by writing blogs and simple travel stories online. She hoped that work would support her journey, but the plan quickly failed because the writing did not earn enough money. Days became difficult very fast. She faced cold nights, fear, loneliness, and serious financial pressure while moving from place to place alone. Those hard moments looked nothing like the calm and confident woman millions of people later watched on YouTube. During that difficult period, motorcycles slowly returned to her life again. Back in the Netherlands, she already loved riding her Ducati Monster 796 for freedom and peace after long workdays. In India, that old feeling returned when she rented a Royal Enfield Himalayan for 3 weeks. The experience changed her completely. She later explained that returning the motorcycle felt painful because riding gave her something she had not felt since her old life collapsed. The road cleared her thoughts and pushed painful memories into the background. Soon after that ride, Noraly decided to buy her own motorcycle in India and continue traveling toward Southeast Asia. She started filming small moments from the journey with a simple camera and uploaded those clips online. In 2018, she officially created the Itchy Boots channel without expecting millions of people to watch her life later. Viewers connected with her because she showed real problems instead of pretending everything looked perfect. She crossed rough roads, handled difficult border crossings, and stayed calm during stressful situations while traveling alone across unfamiliar places. By 2019, the channel started growing very quickly as more people discovered her honest style and quiet strength. What started as a lonely escape from heartbreak slowly turned into a worldwide obsession, followed by people across different continents. But while millions admired the freedom in those videos, very few people understood the exhausting reality waiting behind the camera after every single ride ended each night. As the audience became larger in 2020 and 2021, Noraly spent countless hours editing videos alone on a laptop while constantly moving between countries. The open road gave her purpose again, but pressure, danger, and isolation continued building in the background of the adventure she was on. Behind the scenes. By 2020, the name Itchy Boots had already spread across the world. More people started following Noraly because her videos felt honest and natural instead of heavily produced like many other travel channels online. She traveled through villages, empty roads, mountains, deserts, and places most tourists never visited. Viewers watched her fix broken motorcycles, deal with rough weather, and solve problems without panic. That simple style slowly built deep trust with millions of people watching from different countries. In 2021, the channel continued growing fast as Noraly crossed more borders and uploaded more episodes from the road. She later explained that she edited almost every video alone on a laptop after long riding days. While viewers saw beautiful landscapes and freedom, they rarely saw the exhaustion waiting behind the camera every night. Long rides, poor sleep, endless travel, and constant movement slowly became part of her daily routine. Danger also followed her journey many times. During one trip in Iraq, Noraly walked outside after breakfast and discovered that her motorcycle had disappeared completely. Only the bike cover remained on the ground. The moment left her shocked and vulnerable in a foreign country far away from home. Mechanical failures created more stress during different trips because broken parts and damaged wiring often appeared in isolated areas without repair shops nearby. In 2022, another serious problem forced her to cancel a planned book tour in the United States. Immigration concerns created fears about detention or deportation, so traveling there no longer felt safe for her at that time. Even with those problems, the channel kept growing because people trusted the calm and careful way she handled pressure. By 2023, Itchy Boots had become one of the biggest motorcycle travel channels on YouTube. But while the audience celebrated the adventure, a devastating accident in South America was quietly waiting ahead, ready to stop everything she had rebuilt from the ground up forever. The Big Crash. In 2023, Noraly's journey through South America suddenly turned into the most painful chapter of her entire life. During a remote ride far away from major cities, she suffered a serious motorcycle crash that left her injured and stranded in an isolated area. The situation quickly became dangerous because proper medical help was extremely far away. What could have been treated faster inside a large city became a long and frightening struggle against pain, fear, and uncertainty. Doctors later discovered severe injuries that completely stopped the journey. Noraly suffered a broken collarbone that required surgery, but the situation became even worse after a loose bone fragment punctured her lung. The injury created breathing problems and forced her into a long recovery process that lasted for months. Simple physical movements suddenly became difficult again. Even sitting, sleeping, and lifting her arm created pain during recovery, but the damage reached far beyond physical injuries alone. Riding motorcycles had become her identity after she rebuilt her life through travel. After the accident, that confidence suddenly disappeared. Fear slowly replaced freedom. Recovery forced her to start again almost from the beginning through physical therapy, breathing exercises, and careful training designed to rebuild strength step by step. Many followers wondered if Noraly would ever return to long-distance riding again. The woman who crossed more than 60 countries now faced something far more difficult than rough roads or dangerous borders. She had to trust her own body again after watching it fail during one terrifying moment in South America. Still, Noraly continued fighting through recovery with patience and determination. Her story stopped being only about motorcycles or adventure a long time ago. It became a story about survival, rebuilding, and learning how to move forward after life suddenly breaks apart without warning. People followed the roads she traveled, but the hardest journey happened quietly inside her after the cameras stopped recording. Millions of people discovered Noraly Schoenmaker through motorcycles, dangerous roads, and endless adventures across the world. But behind the camera, she carried heartbreak, fear, loneliness, and the painful struggle of rebuilding her life after everything suddenly fell apart. After everything Noraly went through, do you think you would have had the courage to leave everything behind and start over in a completely different country? Tell us what you think in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, because we'll be uploading more incredible stories like this one in the coming weeks. Until then, see ya!